And then there were two. Good evening, everyone. Vlad here at Pepsi Center. It is Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019. The Colorado Avalanche beginning the first of a two-game homestand, their final regular season homestand for their final visit to Pepsi Center this season. The Avs in a must-win situation as the Arizona Coyotes are breathing down the necks of the Burgundy and Blue. Can the Avs bring home a much-needed victory and 2 points in the standings to keep the Coyotes at bay? Let's get to the action and find out exactly what happened. Semyon Varlamov got his first start for the Avs since March 15th. And, excuse me, and it looked like he hadn't played in just about that long because the Oilers ended up taking a one-goal lead off the stick of a Milan Lucic shot that eluded Varley, and the Oil would take a 1-0 lead. And just when things were possibly not going to get much better, they got a little bit worse for the Avs as Darnell Nurse would score his 9th goal of the season. And the Avs found themselves down a 2-0 hole in the first period as fans everywhere, no doubt, started to panic, myself included, about the prospects of bringing home a victory tonight, especially with the Arizona Coyotes playing the LA Kings. That game is currently in progress, but we'll get to that here in just a moment. The Avs started showing a little bit of life after the Darnell Nurse goal. The Avs started pushing back on Mikko Koskinen and started getting some shots on goal. It took a little bit long. It took a little bit. Not the 15 minutes that it took last night in St. Louis, but it took a bit. But the Avs would trail 2-0 after the first period. And then after that, it quite literally was an avalanche all game long. Nathan MacKinnon would get the goal. Excuse me. Nathan MacKinnon would get the goal-scoring party. Started on the power play with his 40th goal of the season. The captain, Gabe Landeskog, getting the assist on the play. The Avs would cut the lead of the Oilers in half, and that would be the first goal for the Avs, the first 40-goal season since some dude named Milan Hejduk did it a few years ago. So it's been rare that the Avs have had a 40-goal score, and we've missed it. We've missed seeing that number on an Avalanche forward for some time. The comeback train would then be taken over by one Tyson Barrie. He would score his 13th goal of the season on an assist by Nikita Zadorov. The game would be tied at 2 at that point. That goal came just a minute after the MacKinnon goal, and just like that, we are all squared at 2. Alex Kerfoot would give the Avs the lead for good on a rebound that pinballed off of Koskinen's pad onto the stick of Kerfoot. He had nothing but net. It was his 14th goal. The assist coming off of Matt Nieto and Eric Johnson. The Avs would lead it 3-2. And then Colin Wilson with the highlight goal of the night. Just absolutely trucking Connor McDavid and getting a backhand no-look shot on Mikko Koskinen. It beats him to the left. The Avs would lead 4-2 after the second period. The Oilers would start pushing back in the third, but it would be Alex Kerfoot trying to make good on a wraparound attempt by Gabe Landeskog, and he would push the puck past Koskinen. The refs would deliberate this one after immediately signaling that it was a no-goal. The refs would then uphold the no-goal until Jared Bednar decides he wants to challenge. And seconds later, the challenge proves to be successful. A landmark event for the Avs because challenges have not gone their way, well, since the dawn of time. And the call is overturned. The goal is The goal is good. And what's also good is a 5-2 Avs lead at that point. And in the final 5 minutes, a nice pass from Tyson Jost would give Sven Andrighetto his 7th goal of the season. And Gabriel Bork would also get the assist on that play. And that would be your final score. The Avs 6, the Edmonton Oilers 2. Your 3 stars of the game are as follows. Colin Wilson is your 3rd star. Tyson Barrie is your 2nd star. And Alex Kerfoot is your 1st star of the game. Both teams would finish with 29 shots on goal apiece. Edmonton would outshoot the Avs 10-8 in the first period. The Avs would outshoot the Oil 15-7 in the second. And the Oil would outshoot the Avs 12-6 in the third. And that's how we wind up with 29 shots apiece. For now, the Avs have restored a 4-point lead on the Arizona Coyotes. Currently, that game is in progress. It is after 2 periods at Gila River Arena in Glendale. The score is tied at 1 goal apiece. So a lot can happen in tonight's contest. The Avs could wind up with right back where they started tonight with a 2-point lead over Arizona. The Kings could win this and they can keep their 4-point lead that they just earned. Or it could be a 3-point lead. It depends on a lot of variables, but the Avs did their part, which is exactly what they needed to do. They have a 4-point lead as it currently stands right now, but there's 20 minutes to go, at least 20 minutes to go in Glendale, and that game is tied at 1. The Avalanche's victory tonight has officially eliminated the Chicago Blackhawks from the playoffs, well, from playoff consideration, and it has also eliminated the Minnesota Wild from playoff consideration as well. So after 6 straight seasons, the Wild are going to golf just maybe a couple weeks earlier than they normally would. And I don't know about any of you, but I think that's probably banner-worthy as well. Maybe the Minnesota Crew should be on that right now and get another banner, another meaningless banner up there in St. Paul to admire for their 6 straight postseason bursts with no success. So, a lot to like about this the Avs performance tonight. The first period was definitely not part of that equation, but it was great to see Semyon Varlamov get a victory here on home ice to help the Avs in their playoff chase. And if this is the final game that Semyon Varlamov plays in an Avalanche sweater, this game, well, it probably in 60 minutes encapsulates a good portion of his Avalanche career. It would probably be a nice A to Z. But you gotta give Varley his props. He, for many seasons, has been the man for the Avs, and he had a sensational playoff run in the 2013-2014 season, and he could have easily had another good run in him last season had he not been run during that Blackhawks game last year. He's been here through some dark times and some good times, and it was great to have him here. And if he comes back, we'll enjoy having him here for a little bit longer. But a great win for an outstanding goaltender for the Avs, and it's great to see him get at least one more victory on home ice and have the fans cheering for him tonight. That's great to see. Excuse me. Alex Kerfoot had a monster game, and so did Colin Wilson. The secondary scoring came alive at the most critical time, and it's been the most critical time for a while. But it's responded, and there's especially with the absence of Mikko Rantanen and Gabe Landeskog's past couple of games. Of course, he's back now. But to get that secondary scoring, especially in a game where it mattered the most, is absolutely essential. It was almost like a love tap to Varley for getting him a nice cushion after holding things down in the second. And I guess I can't say much more than that, but you never want to see the team turtle, And there was a bit of a turtle again here in the third, so we don't want to see that, especially with a big game coming up here Thursday night in the regular season finale as the Winnipeg Jets come to Denver. Of course, that game will be broadcast on Altitude. It is a 7 o'clock local start. It is our final broadcast of the regular season here at Pepsi Center. So please join me here on the Burgundy Rainbow pregame show on YouTube. Once we go live, and that's going to be it for the regular season, and hopefully we'll have a few more broadcasts coming up for the playoffs. So we'll see how things turn out. But again, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. What else to like about tonight's game? Of course, I mentioned Alex Kerfoot, I mentioned Colin Wilson. Tyson Jost had a really good game today. Tyson Barrie, of course, he was the second star of the game, and he was absolutely outstanding. He set a career high in what was it? He already established career highs this year, but 58 points, 59 points, and that ties I believe that's a Ray Bork record from 2001. So he very well could be the first Avs defenseman to break 60 points per defenseman coming up on Thursday. He's got a chance to do it. Nick McKinnon, 400th career point. So your big guys were your big guys tonight, and your secondary scoring came out just when you needed it. Varley had a rough first, but he shook it off and gave the Avs everything that he had it in him to get a victory, a solid team victory, especially coming off of that rough first period. Great stuff. Definitely what you want to see as you're trying to make your way for the postseason. So again, the Avs wrap up their regular season here at home before going on the road to San Jose on Saturday. Excuse me. Wrapping up here at Pepsi Center tomorrow, 7 o'clock local start against the Winnipeg Jets. It is fan appreciation night, so if you can make it out, please do so. The Avs would definitely appreciate having the send-off before heading off to San Jose coming up on Saturday. And speaking of send-offs, I'm going to send off this edition of the Burgundy Rainbow postgame show. Thank you all for hanging with me. For continuing coverage and conversation on the Colorado Avalanche and their chase for the postseason. Stay with us here at Burgundy Rainbow. And of course, as I said a couple of times already, I will be back for the Burgundy Rainbow pregame show on YouTube coming up on Thursday for Fan Appreciation Night. I'm Vlad. Thank you all for watching. And until I see you Thursday evening, let's go out.